Good evening, everyone, and hope you're staying dry and as far as you can be between the rain and the snow that we got hit with today. So welcome to the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County. I'm Jamie Tarn, I'm the president. And the first thing we'll do is just go around and do your introductions, and then we'll jump into our agenda. So I do appreciate it though, when you are speaking, if you can turn on your camera so we can see your lovely faces. So Greg, do you want to start?
Greg Dinger, volunteer, Mount Shasta.
Giselle?
Giselle Nova, coordinator for the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County.
Duria?
Duria Sayed from California Department of Insurance.
Thank you. Josh?
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Bean, Program Manager with CORE, working alongside the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County.
Thank you. Matt, good to see you, Matt.
Hi, Jamie. Matt Gazelle, Core HQ. Yeah, sorry I missed you. I was up there last week. But good to see everybody again.
It was good to see you.
Perry?
Perry Daniels from, board member of the Fire Council of Siskiyou County.
Thanks. And then Heidi?
Hi, Heidi George, and I'm just a resident. I'm trying to figure out my camera. Can you see me?
Most of you.
How's this?
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Linda?
Yes, I'm Linda Winger, Secretary for Fire Safe Council in Scott Bar.
Oh, great. Welcome.
Can you see
Jen?
me?
Yeah. No camera. Just your name.
Okay. Okay.
Jen?
Hello, my name is Jen Erickson. I'm the Forest Fire Prevention Officer from the Klamath. Is my camera working?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kristen?
Howdy, I'm Kristen Norman. I am the Outreach and Education Coordinator, Administrative Assistant for the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County.
Thanks. Ruby?
I'm Ruby. I'm Giselle's assistant.
Thanks. And this is Ruby right here too. That
Aw.
out there.
Hi, Ruby.
Stephen?
Hi, Stephen Decatur with the City of Dunsmuir.
Thank you. Brian?
Hello, I'm Brian Murphy. I'm the fuels planner for McLeod.
Thanks, Brian. Julie?
Hi, Julie Titus. I'm community welfare protection and planning help throughout the county when I can, doing some consulting and volunteer work both.
Thanks. Greg? Greg, are you there?
Hi, Gregory Randazzo. I am a wildfire mitigation fellow with CORE, working alongside the Fire Safe Council of Siskiyou County.
Thanks. Yvonne?
Hi, Yvonne Ray of the Klamath River Fire Safe Council.
Thank you. Marlene? Is it Marlene or Marlena? I always forget.
It's Marlene.
Marlene.
She's probably trying to get on. Marlene is a, oh, there she
I'm
is.
sorry. Zoom wanted me to update my whole thing in the middle of everything. So I got, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm Marlene. I live in the Mount Shasta uplands, and I'm glad to be here. I followed this for quite a few years now, and I'm very happy I did, because I've learned lots of things, and Allstate actually insured me again. I mean, not again, but again this year. So I'm happy. I got fire insurance.
Great.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bona?
Hello, everyone. Oh, trying to start my video and it's not working. It's delayed. Hi, everyone. My name is Bonna Fries. I work for Salmon River Restoration Council and run the Salmon River Fire Safe Council.
Thanks. And Mike?
Whoa, hey everybody. Well, Mike Hentz, Mid-Klamath Watershed Council. We have 2.75 inches of rain since last night up Elk Creek on top of the 1.5 inches we got through the weekend. So we're over 4.25 inches of rain.
Good grief.
And I had a high pressure pump that I use for fire protection down by the creek. And I checked on it yesterday morning. The river hadn't come up. I'm like, cool, we're going to get another inch. No worries. I get home from work and Elk Creek is way up. So I just spent the last hour in the rain with my wife rescuing our beautiful high pressure water pump. And I can't believe I'm on time. So there's my introduction.
I'm glad you're here.
Good for
Glad you
you.
made it. All right. Well, for tonight, we've at the last minute, well, not the last minute, but Giselle rearranged our agenda so we could start off with Duria. Syed, is that correct? And the California Insurance Commissioner's Office. So we're going to dive right in, Duria, if you're ready.
I'm ready as I can be.
Okay.
So, like somebody said it before, most of the people over here know what moratorium is, but I'm still going to go and talk about it, what it is. You all probably have received the consumer alert that was issued on, consumer alert went out on November 8th. The press release went out on November 8th. But the declaration, governor announced it on November 1st, So let me give little bit background on that insurance commissioner, while he was serving a state senator, he authored this bill, SB 824 in 2018. And this important consumer protection law requires a mandatory one-year moratorium on insurance companies canceling or non-renewing residential insurance policies in certain areas within or adjacent to fire perimeter after governor issues the state of emergency. So basically, the consumer alert that went out is very complete. And in that consumer alert, there is a bulletin also that explains the whole process. But I'm just going to say it over here that when following a governor declaration of state of emergency, the Department of Insurance partners with the CAL FIRE and the Governor's Office of Emergency to identify the wildfire perimeters and adjacent zip codes within the mandatory moratorium area. So the protection from cancellation lasts for a year. In your case, it was November 1st, the declaration of emergency. So November 1st. So due to the Shelley fire for Siskiyou County and Bear fire for Sierra County, so the non-renewal notices issued on or before October 31st will not count. So it's November 1st, okay? I want to make that sure because sometimes there is a confusion on that. And also this one-year protection applies to all residential policyholders in the affected area who suffer less than a loss, including those without loss. Those who suffer a total loss have additional protection under the law. But so if you live in one of those zip codes, and what I can do is that after I'm talking to you or answering your question, I can post those zip codes. So therefore, according to the bulletin, no admitted or non-admitted insurer shall issue a notice of cancellation on non-renewal due to the wildfire risk for 1 year starting November 1st. For any policyholders of residential properties. And then there are zip codes. If you open the bulletin, there are zip codes, and I can post that for you. So if you receive a cancellation or a non-renewal for wildfire risk, and if your zip code is included in the moratorium, in that case, you should contact the insurance company to seek a reinstatement of the policy. If your insurance company refuses that, then we encourage all of you to contact us, our department, and file a request of assistance with that. And so that's basically it, and I'm open to any questions if you have.
Go ahead, Greg.
Hi, I have a rental home out in Lake Shastina, which is north of Weed. It was damaged in the mill fire, and the entire forest is gone. There's nothing left to burn out there. And just this week, I received cancellation notice.
And it was which fire?
The mill fire in October of 2022.
Okay, so first of all, it was October 2022, so you are already out of the moratorium, if there was a moratorium. This one that I was talking about, the consumer alert that went out, the press release that went out on November 8th, and this was the moratorium for Siskiyou County Shelley Fire, and also for the Bear Fire for the Sierra County. But I will say that to you, that if you go on our website, you can also see your zip codes, but 2022, we are already out of there. It's just a 1 year of moratorium. So it will be from November 1st, 2024, following year until then, just for a year. But you know, Greg, I'm still going to encourage you to go on our website, call our department, and talk to them. Okay, because if you don't know, but I say that a lot, our callback time is just 2 minutes. So your policy and what specifics are there with you, I would encourage you to call our department, our hotline, and just talk to our experts over there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I have a question for you. I live in one of those zip codes next to the Shelley Fire, and well, the zip code within the Shelley Fire. I'm in it, and
which zip code are you in, Jamie?
I'm 96027.
960. I see 37. I don't see. Oh, yeah, 96027. You are one of the zip codes.
Yeah, we evacuated.
Yeah,
but my question is my insurance didn't cancel me, but the rates tripled, even though I'm within a city limits. I'm 100 feet from gosh, my mind just went blank. I am of a fire hydrant, and we have a city fire department. So is there anything on the horizon for not having insurance companies do this kind of increase in the near future by the state?
Not really, but we will still encourage you, Jamie, to go on our website and I can put the link also later on in the chat, our top 10 tips that how do you, I will also encourage you to get your wildfire risk score. What is your risk score? And accordingly, look into that. But also, I will encourage you to go and do shopping around it. There will be admitted insurer, but we also encourage people, if they cannot find an admitted one, look into the non-admitted insurer, which we also call surplus line. They might be working out of the area. We are in the process of 2 programs that you are aware of probably. Safer from Wildfire is already in place, and according to that, you will get a 75 days notice of non-renewal. So if you get that notice, accordingly, you can shop around. And also, we are also working with SIS. We call it Sustainable Insurance Strategy, where we are encouraging insurance companies to stay, if they write 85% in the wildfire, then they get little bit, the whole idea is to get everybody out of FAIR Plan, and they also get, because of that, they can also have the rate that they want to have. So we are hoping that once we have more availability, there will be a competition and there will be more affordability. But honestly, right now, it's not there.
Okay. And thank you. We had a question in the chat. Can you please list the contact website? Can you put it in the chat for us, please?
Absolutely, I'll do that. I'll put in the contact website, and also I'll put do everybody knows their zip codes? Do you want me to put the zip codes also in the chat?
Yeah, that would be nice. Yes, thank you.
I'll put the press release again in case people haven't received that. So I'll put the press release and the zip codes and our contact info in that.
Okay, great, thanks. Do we have other questions? Usually this is a hot button topic, Sturia, so.
It is, and we understand that. I know it's very hard for you, but you guys get to live with it, and our whole heart is with you, and we are trying whatever we can. I have a hand, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jennifer Erickson. I'm actually speaking as a Siskiyou County resident right now.
Okay,
And
Jennifer.
just a question, and you said it, I think twice, but I just want to say it in a different way to make sure I understand. If you received a notice of intent to drop, say in October, that is not covered by the moratorium that was issued, correct?
No, it's from November 1st. Yes, correct.
Okay, so the notice is the date that applies to.
Yes.
Thank you.
So even if you receive the notice on November 3rd, but it's issued before November 1st, then it will not count.
All right. Let me see, do I have any other questions? I'm shocked. I guess maybe we're all just stunned with the whole insurance thing, kind of were.
No, I think
tough.
it's also the idea that you were talking before, that most of the people who are here are very aware of it, so I think that's what.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Heidi.
Yeah, so is there a way to address the risk that you are assigned to in your community, so that the insurance that denies future insurance can actually be, your neighborhood or whoever actually is proactive and makes an effort to reduce that risk number? Is there a way to do that, or is that a geographic latitude, longitude default kind of thing?
So there is a program, Safer from Wildfires, that I have my colleague and I have shared with the group before, and
Okay.
it's on our website, where insurance companies will give you discount for having Firewise, have done hardening and all that part and stuff. So you should inquire with your insurer, with your insurance agent or broker, what discounts you can get if you are not getting any. So there is one part that is there. So you can look in that, but it's not a standard, because each insurance companies will give you different discount. Like Fair Plan right now already offers Firewise discount along with other discounts. So it all depends on your insurance companies, And the whole idea for Safer from Wildfire was that you will get the transparency of the risk score. You will know the risk score, why you have got that risk score, And once you get the risk score, you can harden your home and you can make your home, safer.
Okay, so but my understanding was that you have like a community that has a risk score, and then the insurance company bases what they're going to charge you on that risk score.
So there are three components to that. There is a component of protecting your home and surrounding. Then there is a component of your deck and all the outer surrounding area of your home and that. And then third one is the community Firewise discount. So there are three things, and under each there are different things like, dual, windows or that and that. So each has their thing, So, but each company has their own way of determining that. And we are thinking that when sustainable insurance strategy will be applied, once our part will be soon, regulation part will be soon done this year. Then insurance companies, if they opt to do that, well, they will be doing that part. Then, we can ask them. Right now, they're using the historical data. But when a sustainable insurance strategy will be in place, then they will be allowed to use, future data, like, other data that, what we call it, where you can predict things, and all that.
Computer
modeling.
So I was declined in my insurance renewal And I did a lot of work on fuel, I addressed all the fuel issues at my house, and I was able to get insured by the FAIR plan.
Okay.
So I am covered now, but I'm still at risk just in terms of the neighbors. So, and the local geography on an upslope and I know there's nothing you can do about that, but I liked what you said about, perhaps in the future that risk score could be decreased. And what I'd like to do is kind of get my local neighbors educated enough about it so that we could, support that decrease.
Yes, and if after receiving the wildfire risk scores and after that, if you have done work on your property and hardened your property and things have changed, you can also ask for a revised risk score. So you can also ask for that. And also if you have any other issues and things and you feel like, you can always call our department, that I will share the information in the chat group for that. So in that way that you can call and double check that part also.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And Heidi, from a local standpoint, you can ask us to come out and we'll do a assessment for you. And our FireWise guru, Kristen, can also talk to you about a FireWise community. And it only takes 8 residences to form a FireWise community.
Okay.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be a whole huge neighborhood or a whole city. It can be a very small group. And so, jumping through the hoops to become FireWise certified can help. But also before that, we can, if you want to sign up for home assessments, maybe get your neighbors interested in that, we can help with that too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
And also, Heidi, the whole idea from Safer for Wildfire, I must add, is not only to get the discount, it's also to make the community safer. And
Yeah.
I have to say, we have more than 800 FireWise communities right now. That has not only helped people get the discount, but also helped people form a community and take care of them. So that itself is prevention, so, prevent the losses and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. That's great. Thank you.
So Heidi, if you want to put your contact information in there, or Kristen can put her contact information in there for the FireWise stuff, then we'd be glad to keep that contact going.
Okay, I did email Joshua Bean.
Okay.
I think it was 2 months ago. And I imagine he is just swamped. So I went ahead and did the work, but I think, I'll get my contact info in there and then we can work towards the neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
And
great.
we can still do home assessments.
Yeah.
Just check out how all the work you did to see how that fares.
Like a moonscape to me. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. That's the best part of having FireWise when you're doing things or Fire Safe Council. That makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Do I have anything else for Duria?
I was just going to ask if there's, so I guess a little more detailed. You mentioned, that you're working towards this sustainable insurance strategy, and hopefully that'll be getting on the ground next year. But in terms of, with the FireWise, we have been hearing, like you said, it's really mixed responses from different insurance companies. And, some people are getting, literally $7, very, very tiny reductions for being FireWise, and others are getting, even on the FAIR plan. My own dad got an 8% reduction on the FAIR plan. So I was going to mention that to Heidi. If you're on the FAIR plan, you can get the reduction while you're on the FAIR plan for being FireWise. And then it also, like what Duria said, about shopping around, especially if you're on FAIR plan, you want to be shopping around, and having that FireWise designation is kind of your only, real way of getting off the FAIR plan, when you're shopping around and calling those insurance companies to, being able to say I have Firewise designation really helps that process too. So I guess my question for Duria is, so with the insurance companies seemingly trying to kind of evade or, kind of play cat and mouse and, figure out ways to dance around the mandates or I don't know if that's the right word, but and they're coming up, we've, heard all these inklings of the insurance companies coming up with their own version of Firewise, and that's already, there's some insurance companies already doing this, and the standards are just, totally unattainable, totally impossible, or unless you have like $100,000, to spend doing what they say you have to do to attain their standards for their reductions, or to be not dropped. And so it seems like there's kind of this back and forth going on, obviously, between the insurance department and the state and insurance companies. So with the sustainable insurance strategy, obviously the goal is to get everything equilibrated and standardize everything so that it's not subjective and not so all over the map from one insurance company to the other, and that there's like a standard deduction for Firewise. Is that kind of, I guess that's my getting to the real question is, do you foresee there being like a standard deduction for Firewise?
I'm not sure. And I think there are certain things that you place the rules that you have to give discount, but you cannot place the rule how much on what things, okay? So I think those are the things that as a regulation, it all depends how it will unfold. The whole idea of safer from wildfires, SFW, is more to make it affordable, also gets a Firewise community so we can have some discounts. For sustainable insurance strategy is more about availability. Okay, so if we can make it available and then later on but I don't know, there will be, I'm not sure there will be standard, but they can use CAT modeling. And according to that, they can maybe predict something similar than they are doing right now, or, that each insurance company might have a similar, criteria, but it's very hard to say that. It will all depend on the insurance companies, what works for them and what works with everybody in the system. So I think it will be, I don't know how to predict that part. But the idea is that they will all get to use CAT modeling. Idea is that they all will have a chance to have a reinsurance so they can also pass that cost. Idea is that right now they don't take a loss because insurance companies are for-profit business. So how they can make profit and also be able to pay out to everybody. So those are also be solvent. So those are the things. And the idea is that we take off people from the FAIR plan. So those are the, but what I will do is I will also put, I'm pretty sure you were aware of sustainable insurance strategy, but for those who have joined or who are not, I can put both those links also, Safer from Wildfires, and those links in the chat for people to review that also. And if you go on sustainable insurance strategy, we also have an FAQs about, but it's still, it all depends how market will react, how they will get the response, how many insurance companies will come on board on that and stuff. So there are so many variables. So I cannot give one answer to that.
All right, Julie has her hand raised.
Hey, Julie.
Hi, so I had a quick question in reading Greg's comment on the chat. It sounds like he knows a friend down in Dunsmuir, and which is now Firewise, that is non-renewed. So it's just making me think about what Kristen just explained. And is there a I would say like almost a gap between getting that process designated and then it actually applying, or is it such that, because there's a lot of individual homes, at least I saw over the summer, that were way off from being, and I was across the river on one of the streets at the time when I was looking at some homes going, holy moly. So is it more than individual homes? Or once you're Firewise, how do you suddenly go, wow, we're ready, we should all have insurance? How does insurance company then do it? Are they still looking at individual homes? Or how does that work? I don't even know. I haven't looked at the whole process. I'm asking you guys.
So I'm just saying that Firewise community in good standing. If there is this Firewise community in good standing and there is that you get that designation, that counts.
Okay, so he
So-
said, but what Greg said is they were non-renewed and they've already got the designation.
We don't
So
know. Greg, do you know if she filled out the forms with Stephen Decatur and got the actual certificate and the map, which you then have to submit? Each individual homeowner has to submit those forms and documentation directly to their insurance company themselves, and then ask for the recalculation of their wildfire risk score based on that change of status of coming to Firewise. So we don't know.
Okay, so
Just
that's
because you live in
interesting.
Dunsmuir and you're inside the polygon of the boundaries of a Firewise community doesn't mean your home is just matched, that your insurance company all of a sudden magically knows that you're now in a designated Firewise community. You have to.
Okay, that totally makes sense, Kristen. Thanks. That makes sense. You got to go through the process.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is a process to that. Just because you live in a Firewise community doesn't automatically, so.
Yeah. Well, Greg can answer that, I guess.
Yeah,
Greg?
you have to, and that's, I don't know. I guess
I don't
it's
either.
like
Okay,
Stephen
thanks.
put his information in there, and I think Stephen pretty much knows off the top of his head everyone's name that's submitted
Okay.
form. So I'm guessing if he said to get in touch with him, she must not have. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Thanks, you guys.
that's the way. And so I was also going to loop that back to Heidi. If you're still on, Heidi, is the the underlying secondary kind of reason to start Firewise is it gets everyone communicating and engaging and have a common goal, and increases people's willingness to do the work that needs to be done on their property, especially if they start hearing that some of their neighbors are getting discounts on their insurance premium.
Yeah, a friend of mine is let's see, out of Chico, up in Forest Ranch, I think. And she was in whatever fire, that huge fire, the Camp Fire, I guess. And there was quite a few homes that were lost. And she's a retired CAL FIRE captain, and she was the president of their local Firewise Council. But people really didn't get it until they had that fire. And now she's getting everybody on board. So it kind of takes maybe looking at the Shelley fire or something like that to really get people to realize, a nearby fire that can take out, your home, and that it really doesn't take much. What would be another fire? I guess we're going to talk about one of the fires that happened this summer down south, or I guess it was in October. So there's maybe some field trip type things that she could have done with her neighbors, to kind of get things moving. She did have some people interested, but now she's got a lot of people interested, and she's really just really busy. But that's because they lost homes. Yeah. But we don't want to get there, right?
But I see in the chat group that there is a meeting on January 14th. Maybe that will be something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we are starting, Heidi. We just had our first Firewise leader meeting yesterday. So we are going to have those as needed with, onboarding and supporting new Firewise communities. And so I will add you to that list, and we've got two Firewise communities established so far, with a couple more in progress with application and a few more thinking about it. So yeah, so we are happy to help you on that. And yeah, if you want to go on a field trip, if you can rally your neighbors, I can give you the address of my old house in Reading. The car fire burned down our entire neighborhood, and our house, it's not our house anymore. Obviously, we moved, but you can go there still and see, our house is the only one left, and it's just every single neighbor, like 90 out of 100 homes gone, and like maybe 20% rebuilt. It's still, this many years later, a total wasteland of just decimated properties and no rebuilding. And so that's a really stunning and yeah, really stark picture to get people through to people to see this is what it looks like after a fire rips through a neighborhood. So yeah.
Well, or even closer to home, maybe, with the weed fire that we just had.
Lincoln Heights, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Heidi, it's a battle we've been fighting for years, is that everybody thinks it won't happen to them until it happens to them.
Yeah.
So getting people interested, it's a uphill battle, but we're with you.
Yeah.
All right, I want to, unless we have any more questions for Daria, I would like to say thank you for joining us again. We appreciate every time you can be here, and you're welcome back anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. And it's always a pleasure coming to Siskiyou. Actually, I was missing all of you. So when Lisa said, oh, hi, I'm busy, do you want to go? And I'm like, yes, I do want to see everyone. Thank you so much, because all the work you're doing is so close to our heart, and you're making everybody safer. And we are all in this together. There is no perfect solution, but we'll keep on working with collaboration with you, and hopefully we'll get there somewhere. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Daria.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to just go through our agenda. There's a number of people who aren't here, so I will, and let me know if I go over and miss anybody, but we'll go right into the Community Wildfire Defense Grant update. And I didn't plan anything formal as far as an update. Winter is obviously upon us, so that has changed our ability to get out to some of our communities to do the home assessments. But we've been still going, you like that how I say we. Josh has been doing most of it, but the group has been going gung-ho, and I will let Josh do any quick update he would like, if you have anything you'd like to add, Josh.
Yes, since we last met, hope everybody's doing well. Been out doing home assessments. We've done 19 since the last meeting, mainly in Cecilville, Forks of Salmon area, and also in the Hamburg Scott Bar area. Greg and I made it out there today. Got pretty wet out there in Scott Bar. So yeah, as Jamie said, just flexing with the winter weather. This is the first winter the project is in effect. So we're just gonna pivot accordingly and get work done where we can. One highlight, we got to help improve some defensible space on some homes, about 5 homes in the city of Dunsmuir. That was with Stephen Decanter and a crew from the McConnell Foundation. So that was a great highlight. And then we're also looking for an AmeriCorps fellow. It's an 8-month position, great exposure to wildfire mitigation, and really good exposure to the public and outreach. I will post that information in the chat. And Heidi, I reached out to you, so thank you for bringing that forward to my attention. And if anybody listening in knows anybody in the Callahan, Cecilville, or Hamburg area that's interested, shoot them this link and a report.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Any questions on the CWDG grant? All right, then I'll move on into—
I was just gonna say, you could let everyone know how many total home assessments have been done. You said 19 since the last meeting, but how many total?
Hang tight. Let me cruise over there.
It was
I know
it was 100 last time, so it's probably more than that.
no,
I think you said it was, or no, it was 7. What was it last week? It was getting up there. Oh, we said we thought we'd get to 100.
That'd
Before.
be nice. We're sitting at 54. We should be
Okay.
surpassing 60 soon.
Yeah, 54. Okay, cool. Thank you. I was just curious. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Forest Service update, the Klamath, Jen? You got something for us?
You know I do. Clint couldn't be here with us tonight, but he didn't have any real updates to share with the group right now. He does hope to join us in the beginning of 2025 at the next meetings. So right now, the fire folks, we're working on laying off our temporary workforce, and but we still have folks supporting people on fires down south and out east. We're working on our permanent fire hire right now. So let's see, out at Syad, there is a NEPA analysis in the works for timber sale and fuels treatment around the community of Syad. There's no date on a possible decision as of yet, but that's something that the Happy Camp Oak Knoll District is working on as part of their Klamath River WUI focus. We will be burning piles in the WUI areas around the Slater fire starting next week. That's out by Happy Camp. And additionally, let's see. Oh, we had some WUI contractors visit a site up Horse Creek Road, which is planned to be a 800-acre roadside pile and pile burn project that's being done with the support of the Wild Turkey Foundation. So that's the contractors went out and saw the project, and next step is to select a contractor. More pile burning is going on this week, actually, on the Scott Salmon District, out in the east or the south end of Scott Valley at the East Fork Project, East Fork Scott Project. On the Salmon River side, they're burning piles in the Eddy Gulch area. So far, we've got about 45 acres this week. The weather has kind of weathered us out of the higher elevation for now, but we're hoping to get back in there. Speaking of weather, our burn plan for Scott Bar Mountain is still valid. It's still in place, but it's not likely that we'll be implementing any underburns until the spring. We had to stand down on our prescribed fire work because of the fires that were going on down south. They have reinstituted our ability to do prescribed fires, so we're just kind of getting into the swing of things right now. The Jess timber sale near Sawyer's Bar has been active all summer, but it looks like they are getting weathered out also, gearing down for wet weather operations. And there's also been some mastication and fuel break work as part of that Jess project. The Klamath National Forest is working with partners for some fuel break work in the Lovers Canyon project. That's Lovers Camp out towards Kelsey Creek. And the Bear Country project, which is Salmon River near Picayune Ridge. Also, I can't remember if I told this group before, but the Klamath National Forest, along with the Shasta Trinity National Forest, has been selected to have environmental analysis, NEPA, done on our entire forests for the use of prescribed fire on those forests. So that's really exciting for us. That is a way that we will be able to increase pace and scale. They're developing a proposal right now, and they're thinking that they will start scoping in January. And that is the end of my report, unless there's any questions.
Thanks, Jen. Okay.
Question real quick.
Yes, go right
Jen.
ahead.
Thank you. I was interested in who could I speak with I don't know if it's in the Okanal or if it would be you, Jennifer, to look at a map, look at what projects are going on in the Horse Creek Klamath River area that are planned, or because your report was really nice. And I thought if I could get eyes on a map or something like that, that would be great.
Yeah, you've got my number. Let's why don't you give me a call when you get some time, and I will get you in touch with who you need to talk to.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Jennifer, this is George Jennings, Wairika Fire Safe Council. How about an update on RAC?
Thank you. Okay, so the Siskiyou County RAC, that's the Resource Advisory Council. We had been doing some recruitment for that. We got enough folks to hopefully get a quorum where we can stand that group back up and start doing work. So we got the folks together for that, but that package has to go to Washington, which it did a few months ago, and now we have to wait to hear back from them to see to get approval for the folks that we've nominated. Another piece is we are going to jump probably right back into some recruitment in the beginning of next year because we have some folks potentially timing out. So, you know, I if anybody is interested in joining the RAC, and that's, I don't want to take up too much time here talking about it, and I could do it maybe at the next meeting, but we are looking for folks, and it's just a good way to get funding into the hands of people who can do projects that are, you know, near or adjacent to Forest Service lands or on Forest Service, including fuels reduction. So that's all I've got on RAC. If you are interested, call me or email me. I'll put my email in the chat and my phone number.
Thanks. All right, we'll move on to Shasta Valley RCD. Do we have anybody tonight? Oh, no, wait, stop. Brian, I'm sorry. I almost skipped right over you, Brian.
That's okay. Just Jen nailed it. I have to, Jen, amazing update. Everything Jen said about hiring and all, we're doing all that stuff too. I don't have the whole forest update like Jen has. She's pretty amazing at that. My goodness. But on the SHMU, the northern end of the Shasta Trinity, I can tell you that we're burning piles, same as Klamath, full steam ahead on that. I think we did 50, 60 acres today. Landing piles and machine piles out east of McLeod. We have burn piles up by Castle Lake, and we'll continue to do that until we can't anymore. So that's what's going on. And if there's any questions about, you know, planned projects or anything around Mount Shasta, I'm happy to answer any questions. But yeah, Jen nailed the Forest Service update. Thank you, Jen.
Okay, thank you. Moving down, I don't think we have any Shasta Valley RCD folks tonight. And George, can you give us an Orcal RCD?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yep.
My phone always still trying to figure out how to use it. Computer's pretty good, but the Orcal is looking at the Miller Mountain project, which is just south of Grass Lake on Highway 97. And it looks like we're getting some snow up there. So the contractor, we went from fire danger to snow. And so that can be some of the higher elevation projects. You may start down lower, but we're hoping that 300 acres will get treated before next spring. The idea was to start this fall, but it just, the changeover was so quick. I don't think they had time to get their equipment up there. And if they did, they're getting snowed in right now at the top of the hill there. So the Outson Road project in Wairika and the Wairika Area Fire Safe Council, we're identifying defensible space, landowners, and working to narrow down and finish our CEQA before the end of the year. So that's our priority right now, get the CEQA completed and get our landowners lined up and then begin layout and start our work on the ground in the spring. I think that's it for today as far as those two projects. The council meets on the 4th Tuesday of each month, but this month we're going to meet on the 19th at the Forest Service headquarters in Wairika. It's also available through Zoom, and from 6:30 to 8. It'll be November 19th from 6:30 to 8. I think that's it for the Wairika Area Fire Safe Council in NorCal.
Okay, thank you. Scott River Watershed Council. I don't see anybody. Let me see, moving on down. A lot of people missing tonight. And do we have any Stevens Wyden Amendment funding update, Giselle?
That
know
would
it's-
be Jen or Brian that would could talk to us about that. I
Okay.
have no
I
information.
haven't heard anything.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I know one thing.
Yes.
They will be they're looking at next spring to open up that window for receiving proposals. But again, if anybody has a project in mind, please talk to us, to the Forest Service, whichever, Shasta, Trinity, or Klamath, and let's talk about it early so we can help you get your package together.
Okay. Thanks. Moving on to the Fire Safe Council updates. Let me see, Black Mountain, Butte Valley. Anything?
We're still working on, we're almost ready to put it out to bid. We've got about, I don't know, 30% sign up out there in Butte Valley on the Bray project. And so we've been working there. One thing we did skip over was the Tule pots. Anyway, Sierra Nevada Conservancy. I sent out an email today. In their newsletter, they gave a list of open grants. And so if y'all are interested, check that out. They've got a lot of stuff in that list. And also the Forest Health Grant came open today. I don't know if CAL FIRE is here, but go to
No,
CAL
they're not.
FIRE's website, and that's on her list too, on Tule Pot's list. So, okay, I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I just skipped over them because I didn't see anybody hear from them.
Yeah.
All right, Copco Lake. Stephen had to leave for Dunsmuir, and he said earlier that the next Dunsmuir Firewise Fire Safe meeting will be Tuesday, January 14th, 5 p.m. at the Dunsmuir City Council chambers. We will be planning for some community events for grants coming to town and planning out our next Green Waste Day and volunteer event. Okay, Greater Weed.
We received a CCI grant to create a weed area, CWPP, Community Wildfire Protection document plan. And so we'll be putting that out to bid. Well, we have a lot of work to do yet, but that's coming up and we're going to be working on that soon.
Okay. Hammond Ranch. Happy Camp.
Hello.
First-
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Mike.
Hey, kind of looking a little ragged. That was a super rainy, pulled the pump out of the creek expedition. Well, I work for the Mid-Klamath Watershed Council, and we have an Orleans-based fire safe council, Happy Camp-based fire safe council. So sometimes I think I've got nothing to say, and then I just wrote a list of things that have going on. It's just like quite a long list. We recently, last 3 months ago or so, 2 months ago, presented to the Siskiyou County Board of Supervisors for our Happy Camp Community Wildfire Protection Plan, which we've been working on for years. And they signed off on it. And the tribe appears to sign off on it. CAL FIRE, the Klamath National Forest, our Happy Camp Fire Protection District. So it looks like we have all the signatories in place so that our Happy Camp CWPP is finally completed. And pretty soon
Congratulations.
yeah, we'll need more updates. Something you guys hear me say every fall is we have something called the Klamath Prescribed Fire Training Exchange, the TREX. And again, we brought 70 people in for 2 weeks. And when no one else was burning in the area, except for actually the Cultural Fire Management Council down out of the kind of lower Klamath was doing some great burning, we were able to burn over 100+ acres in late September and early October, understory burning, principally this year around Orleans. You know, super successful, amazing group effort. Chris Christopherson from the Klamath National Forest, our new supervisor, actually came down to Orleans, which is Six Rivers National Forest territory, and joined us for one of the prescribed fires. So it was my first chance to meet Chris, and super looking forward to that. We have kind of 3 crews: our Orleans crew, a prescribed fire crew, and the Happy Camp crew. I think we're at over 100 acres of pile burning these last 3 weeks after treks. So we went for prescribed fire, understory burning. We got just enough rain. So now we're hoping to literally complete our entire backlog of piles before our crew goes on winter furlough. That's one of our personal goals. Is we like to make piles and burn them within basically a calendar year, give or take. We don't like to leave piles out in the landscape at all. So we're incredibly successful doing that. We're going to burn piles just below the elementary school in Happy Camp at the River Park on Friday. So I let them know, and we've really built a lot of support in Happy Camp, both for our fuels reduction, pile burning, prescribed fire efforts. And it's just neat to make these like outreach phone calls to say we're going to do this work and generally see support. We just put out to bid today 109 acres of contract fuels reduction work that we're hoping to complete before the limited operating period starts for the Spotted Owl, February 15th. So ideally get another 109 acres of manual fuels reduction done in Happy Camp and then down in Orleans. With Kristen's help and others, Josh, Bien, Stefan from Dunsmuir, we had our first meeting. We're starting the Firewise communities effort and our application. So that's a little something, you know, in order to do any of this work, whether we're funded by CAL FIRE or Klamath National Forest, there's quite the environmental compliance process. So we're beginning a whole cultural survey effort coming up to basically have the compliance necessary to get work done on the ground. We're working with Dan Blessing, Shasta Valley RCD, to do interesting projects within the Slater fire footprint. It's a really tricky landscape to work within. It's amazing how much it's regrown in the last 4 years and what a new fuels hazard it's going to present to the community, especially with landscapes of standing dead wood that are still out there. But we're doing pilot projects with oak woodland restoration, which is really interesting. And that's a whole nother story. And then we talked about Stevens Wyden stuff. We just submitted our reporting from a major 2020 KNF Stevens grant. It was about $500,000. And it's amazing how much work we were able to do and leverage through CAL FIRE and other partners. So, you know, you kind of forget this stuff as the years pass by, but then you go back and you put together a really comprehensive report with all the maps and all the data. And you're like, oh yeah, that's right. After all these years of planning to implementation, we did get a lot done. So, you know, we're just still working as a team, collaborators on, I think it was Jen mentioned like pace and scale. You know, we do our best. Of course, our pace and scale is not great enough. You know, we're unmatched or whatever that term is. That we do our best. We've grown. We're doing a lot, but you know, it does get daunting sometimes about like how much good work needs to be done. And I really hope with Chris Christopherson's leadership on the Klamath and different proposals and plans, you know, I was hoping to hear from Clint today that we can really work successfully over the next 5 years, 10 years. And I appreciate everyone being here. And I will officially declare wildfire season over. My final announcement for tonight. Thank you so much.
That's very brave of you, Mike, to declare it over now. All right. Thank you for that. Horse Creek. Juniper Flat is not here. Klamath River.
Oh, I'm here. Let's see. Well, as you all know, Klamath River, the community is rebuilding, and I don't have a lot of Fire Safe Council information at the moment. There's just ideas about collaborating with our neighbor Fire Safe Councils, perhaps for a wild Firewise, collaborating on a Firewise community designation. It's in the idea stage. I can report that the Klamath River community is going to get our post office back.
Great.
Yay.
Yeah, that's a big
It's always
deal.
good. Yeah.
It's a really big deal. And so I hear that the personnel who is going to work there is in training. We don't have an open date they haven't told us what it is, but it's must be soon. So
That's
great.
awesome. Yeah, that's so funny because last time I drove through there, that like made such an imprint on me, you know, seeing, I'm like, oh wow, it's still not open. And it's just, it's, yeah, it is a big deal. So yeah, I was really thinking about that last time I drove through. So that's really awesome news.
yes, and there is some rebuilding happening. A lot of infrastructure, different things like that. So as you all know, it's a slow process, but it's happening.
Good.
And the new pavilion's probably been getting a lot of use since the
It has been getting used. We have had a rummage sale type of thing, crafts rummage sale, and then which was successful. And then we're having our fall turkey shoot fundraiser event in November. And some food giveaways are happening there. It's, you know, it definitely feels like the community hub once again. You know, even though it's not an actual enclosed building, there are activities happening around it.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
It's a big step.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Lake Shastina is not here.
Well,
Lower.
I'm here and we are doing a project. We've
Sorry.
got a chipper project that we're working on. Cut Right is doing that. We're looking for recipients for those fundings. We did one day, we need 2 more. And the fire department might help out as well to get those done. And also we have completed the preliminary vegetation treatment plan, and through the Shasta Valley RCD, it's been submitted, and now we're just waiting for that to be approved, and then we can treat about 180 acres of ingress and egress around the Lake Shastina area. So that's where we're going with that.
Okay. Lower Scott River.
Well, we didn't have a lot of work done this year, but we did get one small thing done. Because of the early fire this year, there were crews that came along Scott River Road and actually did some work cleaning up along the sides of the road. And what happened was I talked to a few people. Hey, there's a place down there about the 11-mile marker where there's some tanks up above, and there was all this buckbrush that was growing right along the road. And they actually went back in and leveled off the ground next to the road where the hydrant is. And that makes it easy for me to take some of the buckbrush off the side of the road and get it cleaned up for the eventual time when they're going to have to pull up an engine there and get some water. So that was one of the big things. I'm also going to be doing some work on the tanks themselves. There's a lot of rust going on in one spot. So we're going to address that this year. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, great. Thanks, Perry. McLeod, Mount Shasta.
We're continuing our South Old Stage project, and actually, the contractor will be out there tomorrow in rain and all, and we, through the help of Brian Murphy, were able to extend that another 300 feet. So we're going to capture even more people, and it's a good project. So we're excited. We might also, if we're lucky, get an extension for another year, because it's just been moving slow. We've been trying, but things just move slow sometimes. And so anyway, it's going well. And I think that's all we've got for Mount Shasta. We're not, we have our quarterly meetings. We had one in September, and we'll have another quarterly meeting in January for the fire safety, the Mount Shasta Area Fire Safe Council.
Okay.
We do have another little announcement that the second Firewise community to be designated in Siskiyou County is in Mount Shasta, the Skyview Firewise community off of Old Stage. That's got 42 homes. So that's exciting.
Wow.
And the Shasta Valley RCD has a VTP of, I think, 13,000 acres on the west side of Mount Shasta. And they're doing work. We took a field trip, and they're doing large tree removals along behind the Shasta Brown Ranch. Pretty impressive what they were doing. And as they're signing up other folks, they are also doing defensible space with the zero zone being focused on. But I'm speaking for the RCD now, but it is in Mount Shasta, so.
Yeah. And they're actually working, a lot of the homes in that Skyview Firewise community are in the project area, I guess it's, oh no, I'm just crossing wires. This is the different other West Mount Shasta project that, oh gosh, help me out here. I guess it is the RCD. Now I'm second guessing whether it's the land trust.
RCD is working out in Skyview. They are.
Yeah.
That was some of their first homes. So.
Yeah, so they're having a lot of big trees taken out in that Firewise community as part of that fuel reduction project. So that's a double win.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Orleans, Quartz Valley, there was no update from Greg on Quartz Valley for tonight. Salmon River. Where are you, Bonna?
I'm here.
There you are.
The video should kick on momentarily. It all works the salmon Wi-Fi. Yeah, hello everyone. This is the first Siskiyou Fire Safe Council meeting that I have made it to, so I'm excited to be here, hearing everybody's updates and hearing what else is going on in the county. I have somewhat recently taken over the Fire Fuels and Forestry Program Manager position at Salmon River Restoration Council. Along with that comes the Salmon River Fire Safe Council kind of coordination position. So I'm going to kind of echo a little bit of what Mike Hentz talked about with the Klamath Treks. It was super successful. One highlight there was that we had so much local capacity that we really didn't have to bring in as many outside resources as we've had to in the past for Klamath Treks. We've just built so much regional capacity, local capacity. It was really, really great. And with that, we got to do a understory burn on the salmon, which hasn't happened in a while. We did a burn in forks of salmon on private property that went really well. Happy landowners. And then after the Klamath Treks event was over, we continued understory burning with our all hands, all lands model with regional partners, and got some more great burning done. We conquered one of our most difficult units in Orleans. Really steep terrain, lots of rollout, and it was a huge achievement, and I was really proud of everyone involved. It was a big deal, so that was great, and we saw really good fire effects. Additionally, over here on the Salmon, we have a hazard tree removal project going on private properties, and that's something that we haven't previously been able to find funding for, is to remove trees over 18-inch diameter. So it's really exciting, great way to be able to support the community, and something that residents have been asking for a long time is assistance with hazard trees. So we just put an RFP out for that on Friday, and we'll be doing site visits with contractors on the 21st. So yeah, excited to have that project going on. This week we are going to start pile burning up on the South Fork Salmon, and we'll be utilizing the Mid-Klamath Watershed Council crews for that. They're going to send their prescribed fire crew and one of their fuels crews up to help us do some burning. So looking forward to that. Sad we missed the Tuesday window because it was a no burn day in Siskiyou County. So that was a total bummer. And now we, yeah, it's gonna be wet. But I'm still hopeful, and we are working on our backlog, and very grateful to McWick. They are prioritizing getting us caught up as well. And then, yeah, just looking forward, planning some fuels reduction projects, cut and pile. We'll be working with the Klamath National Forest and the Bear Country Project, and some units around private properties up there where we've previously done fuels reduction work. So we're gonna continue off of our work and along with them, and get some more good work done up there. Additionally, other cut and pile projects going on private properties within the Salmon River watershed. And what else? Oh, one highlight that happened just a couple months ago was we were able to utilize or combine our fire and fuels program with our habitat restoration program for some work. For our habitat restoration projects, our in-stream projects, we need tons of slash, and they stuff that slash in the side channels and in our planting islands to create soil in these denuded river bars. And so we were able to actually pull a bunch of piles off of a private property and truck them into that in-stream restoration project. And instead of having to go back and burn them, we were able to reutilize that material. And then we also got a lot of great fuels reduction work done up Blue Ridge. And all of that material was trucked down to that same restoration project. And it was tons and tons and tons of material. So it was really incredible way to be able to reutilize that material, and instead of burning it, put it into some good fisheries habitat restoration work. I think last thing I have is we have the Salmon River Fire Safe Council meeting coming up next week, November 20th, in Forks of Salmon, we from 2 to 4, and we tend to rotate our meetings, our quarterly meetings, between Forks of Salmon, Cecilville, and Sawyer's Bar. So yep, this one coming up will be Forks of Salmon. And that's all I got.
Okay, thank you very much. And we're always happy to have Salmon River at our meetings. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, Sayad Valley and Wairika area. And did I skip? Oh, what?
I think George is Wairika if he has an update, if he did.
Yeah,
not-
I did. I gave
He
that
gave his update
earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And did I skip over anybody else? We've lost a few people as it's raining outside and it's dark and people are thinking it's late. So our action items for next month are actually our next meeting. We will not be having a December meeting. Just so you can take that off of your calendars, and we will meet back in January. And do we have anything else for the good of the order tonight?
Can't think of anything new and exciting.
Upside
So
down. Oh, great. I had one question for you guys.
Yeah.
On the hazard mitigation meetings, because I didn't make those group meetings. When is the next one? I think somebody sent it to me, but
I
It's-
haven't.
we don't have a date.
you don't have a date. Okay.
I don't have date, no.
Yeah, we did. We got a
did?
date. It was January. Let me find my notes.
I guess I need to look at.
January
I probably should look at some notes.
19th was it January 21st? It was that some in that range.
you're-
19th,
you're
20th.
right.
And are you guys getting good participation? Chris? If you guys are
23rd.
like it's working out really well. I just haven't.
We got good participation, Julie.
Oh, good.
It was a very productive meeting. This last one, probably more productive than the first, but I think that's just how these type of meetings will evolve. We were missing a couple key agencies though. So CAL FIRE, OES were not there. So we'll hopefully get them back for the next one.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
I heard her say hazard mitigation, so I thought she's talking about the OES hazard mitigation plan that we're working
No,
on.
no, not the plan. I
know,
put some comments on that. I meant the meetings. I just haven't made those, and so I was
So
curious.
we came up with an acronym that might help you to remember, and it's SAWMIX, like SAWMIX, and it's Siskiyou Area Wildfire Mitigation Collaboration, SAWMIX. So.
And it's, and Kristen's right, it's 10 a.m. on the 23rd of January.
Okay, I'll grab that date. Thanks.
And that
Thanks,
happens
Kristen.
at the Klamath National Forest Supervisors headquarters in Wairika, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'll try to, at both of the last two, I was 100% unable to make, like, no way, because of work. But I will try to be at the January one. Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
and remember,
great.
you do have a Zoom opportunity, so you don't have to drive all the way to Wairika, so.
It's crazy. I think one was Trex burn day and the other was like an absolute field day that was pre-required. So no Zoom from the field sometimes, but I'll try to
Okay,
make the
that's
next
true.
one.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your attendance and for staying for the whole time, and see you in the next year.
Thank you, Jamie, for your great leadership.
Thanks, you guys.
And
All right.
Josh left before I, oh no, Josh, could you stay on and Giselle?
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt. He's
No
back.
problem.
Thank you all. And